Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are
Yes, welcome.
so excited. You might wonder why we're both in red. We have a great show planned today. We're here today with the American Heart Association and some members of the committee for the Go Red for Women. Regina and I attended the event last year. That was your first time.
Yes, I'm a newbie, so I'm actually going to be observing through most of the show because Karen's on the committee. You're on the committee. Well, what committee aren't you on? But you're on this committee.
This one, this committee,
is close to your heart.
Luncheon committee, is very close to my heart. Thank you. And I've been on the committee for about 6 years or so, or maybe even longer, maybe 7 years. And I love it. And I love the women who are involved in it. Everybody is so passionate about women's heart health, and the luncheon is just an amazing event.
When is the luncheon?
It's February 11th.
Oh, right, I
Wednesday,
won't
February
be here,
11th
right.
at the Crestella Country Club. She'll be in St. Martin. I'll be joining her the week after.
Right. But I was there last year, right? Was it in February?
You were there last year. Yes, we went last year.
Was it in February?
It was always in February. Yeah. It's hard. It's
But
Heart
I got
Awareness
married
Month.
last year in February.
Just so you know, February is Heart Awareness Month.
Oh, yes,
so
that's
why it's in February, people.
That's right. I knew there was a correlation there. I couldn't figure it out.
But you guys know SHAKE is an acronym for Style, Health, Attitude, and Kindness. So today we're absolutely encompassing the kindness aspect into
And health.
the full hour. It's so important, and we're going to get into exactly how many people are affected by heart disease every single year. But for now, what I do want to mention is that there are so many ways that you could show your support. We have a Wear Red for Women National Day, where every single woman in the country should be representing the American Heart Association by just wearing red. It's a simple thing for you to do.
And that's
really
like
just
nationwide, isn't it? Like everybody, Macy's does it. Everywhere.
Well, it's nationwide.
Huge.
It's around the country, and it's not just retail stores. It's businesses, it's corporations, it's families and schools. Really, everybody does get involved because it is such a huge, really epidemic in the country.
Yes,
as far as heart disease goes.
I think. What did you say? It's the #1 killer of women. With all the cancers combined.
I believe.
Right? Is that correct?
I mean, we'll check with the experts.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I believe that is pretty close to the truth, and it's scary. I know, my father has had many, many heart attacks. My grandmother, my grandmother died of congenital heart failure. My father does not smoke anymore, but did for many, many years.
So it's hereditary?
Uh-huh. Yeah. She says, well, okay, can we not do that today, Missy?
Well, you're my why, Karen. I want her to quit smoking. It's very bad.
I thought you did. A little bit. I dabble.
No.
Okay, but let's get back to what we're discussing. So anyway, everybody knows somebody who's affected by heart disease. So this show is really important to us, and we want to make sure that we get the message across. And we're going to get into that with our guests in just a little bit. But in the meantime,
are you ready for the party?
I'm not really ready for the party. I'm getting ready for the party.
Well, you fit in your dress, so
I did.
That's a big plus.
Yes, and speaking of that, the nutritional cleansing is really a part of the heart healthy diet.
Absolutely.
So if you guys are interested in learning more about nutritional cleansing, you can always contact Regina and I through our website. As you know, I lost over 32 pounds and 38 inches of my body weight. Regina over 17.
I lost 17 pounds.
And I can tell you personally,
we both lost that visceral fat, which is the most dangerous.
Yeah, and that's surrounding your organs, and that's what's slowing down, the way your body functions. So what I can tell you is since then, my cholesterol levels are normal now. I have no problems as far as breathing is concerned. There was big issues with extra weight on your body, and part of that is it does affect your heart, and you have to make sure that you're following a heart healthy diet at all times. And part of what Regina and I do is guide you through that. So if you want more information on that, get healthy. I mean, I know many, many people who have gotten great bills of health from the doctor after this program and have actually, really succeeded tremendously.
They've gotten rave reviews. So you can always go to shakeitupwithkarenandregina.com. Yeah. Check out any of our sites. If you want to communicate with us, you can leave us an email there. And also any of the information that our guests are presenting today will be there as well. So if you missed something about the event or the tickets or what's going on, you can go there and you can get all the information.
Yeah, we do have the Women's Go Red for Women, the AHA's Go Red for Women luncheon information and links right on our website. So shake it up with Karen and Regina.
That's a phenomenal event. I mean, it's like there's like 1,100 women. What is it? I
It was
forget.
tremendous.
It was great.
It's over 1,000
and it's so
women.
much fun.
And it's
such
all,
a great
you know,
event.
and there's some men in the room too.
Yes.
It's not just all women. So
Yes.
men, please come and join us.
Yes.
You'll definitely have your full room of gorgeous
Yes,
ladies to
yes.
flirt with and talk to. But
It is fun.
It is a lot of
Hey,
fun.
you know, if I was a single guy,
Oh, yeah.
I would say chances are
That would be great.
1,200 women.
Yeah,
You could
got-
get some digits.
You got a good
I
shot.
would just say. I would think you could.
And it's actually
you're
just before
supporting a great
Valentine's
cause.
Day.
Yes.
So maybe you're going to get a date for Valentine's Day if you come on down.
You could do that.
But they have amazing raffle prizes.
Yes.
I mean, ridiculous. You know, trips.
Didn't we win some? What did we get last time?
We always win something.
I can't remember now. I can't
I don't know
remember.
what it was. But yeah, we always buy a lot of tickets and, you know, do all the silent auctions and come out with baskets and
It's a
baskets
great
and
event.
stuff.
I'm
But
sorry
yeah,
I won't be here.
they have trips, they have experiences, they have restaurants, they have tickets, airline tickets. They have so many different things. They actually always have, you know what they always have? The Regis and Michael show.
Right,
and
isn't that where we got some of those things
we got
from?
that
Yeah.
at another event.
Right.
It wasn't there, but yeah, we won that one. So if you're the lucky type of person, come on down because they have all different types
Or
of
just don't even bother
prizes.
because Karen wins everything. I mean, not for nothing, but she drives me crazy.
That's not true. But you know what? I donate a lot of money, and I think everybody should. I think that this particular organization really does put the money to good use through education and awareness and whatnot. So if you can, there is a link on our site that will go directly to a page that you can just donate. If every single person watching donated $1,
Yes.
that would be $40,000. So you know,
Exactly.
just get on the computer and donate what you can. It's a really important cause, and we really look forward to be able to speak with our guest today to tell you a little bit more about it. We have some great videos to show you and a lot of good information. So when we come back, we're going to welcome Nancy Lieberman and Karen Acapora from representing the American Heart Association today. So we'll be back.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
madhousetv.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.
I didn't know we were on. I was playing with my eye.
She never does. I want to welcome our esteemed guests who are members of the American Heart Association and do a lot of different work for them. First in pink is Karen Akampora. Akampora. And then we have Nancy Lieberman. And
Hello.
thank you, ladies, so much for joining us today. We really appreciate
Thank
that.
you for having us.
So I want to start with you, Karen. One of the newest campaigns with the American Heart Association is Life is Why. And before we get into showing the video, I just want to talk a little bit amongst all of us about Life is Why means, what is your why? Why are you involved in the American Heart Association? So maybe you could touch on that briefly with us.
Sure. In 2000, my son Louis was playing in his first high school lacrosse game. He was the lacrosse goalie. He was wearing all the approved chest protector equipment. Early in the second quarter, Louis blocked a routine shot, a ball coming at him with his chest as opposed to his stick, which is protocol sometimes. The ball dropped in front of Louis. He scooped and picked it up, and he collapsed. Unbeknownst to us, our son was in sudden cardiac arrest because of the blunt trauma of the ball hitting his heart in between his T-wave, which put him into ventricular fibrillation. Most of us felt that he had the wind knocked out of him, but fairly quickly the trainer and the coach were on the field, and they realized that he wasn't breathing and he was in cardiac arrest. So CPR was started. However, EMTs didn't arrive for 15 minutes, so Louis didn't have a chance at survival. With every minute that passes that an automatic external defibrillator isn't used, your chance of survival drops by 10%. So at 15 minutes, Louis didn't have a chance. So
I am so sorry. I am
thank
so
you.
sorry.
Appreciate that.
That's an important why. I mean, it really doesn't get any bigger than that.
No.
And
No, it's commendable that you're here and
you.
you're able to have the courage to come and speak about that, to enlighten other people. So I just want to acknowledge you for that. That's huge.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, our family and our friends, we all felt that we didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
We had information that there were still boys on that field, kids on those fields, and we had really important information that we learned that we needed to share and we needed to change. So we felt Louis gave us a mission and
That
a purpose, and you know, there was no choice. We had work to do.
And we were just sharing a little bit before the show started that through Lewis's law, you were able to impact how many lives and save?
Well, in 2002, Governor Pataki signed Lewis's law, which mandates that defibrillators be on school campuses and grounds all across New York State, from elementary to high school, in BOCES programs.
thank God.
Yeah. And
huge.
to date, that I can publicly document because there are HIPAA laws and such, there's 84 lives saved, and the most recent was in West Islip the day before Christmas Eve, on Christmas Eve. So it was huge. I mean, that was a beautiful Christmas present from Louis. It always
it
seems
is.
around the holidays and his birthday and his passing, there
Something happens.
always seems to be something. So it's like, okay.
He's looking out.
He's talking to us and letting us know. So,
Absolutely. That's a gift.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
we
great.
look at it.
Truly is. Well, that's a wonderful why.
Yeah.
Nancy, you've been with the American Heart Association the last 5 or 6 years, and
Yes.
you've done so much great work with them. I know you raised thousands and thousands of dollars every single year for the Go Red for Women luncheon and the Go Red for Women campaign. What is your why? Why do you do all this?
My why is my father and my family, who are still with us. But my father died of either a heart attack or stroke. I found him.
Oh,
And
devastated.
Yeah.
he was a smoker, and it got me involved in heart and in wanting to change people around me and raise money for American Heart. And I did that through getting involved with the luncheon at first, and now I'm on the board, the regional board of American Heart. And American Heart has changed everybody's lives. Karen, look at what she has accomplished.
Absolutely.
The money that we have raised through American Heart has changed the treatment for heart attack in hospitals. It has taken heart disease, and you're right, Regina, it is still the leading cause of death. But between heart disease and stroke.
And stroke, right.
But stroke has, through the efforts of American Heart, gone from being the number 5 killer to number 4 killer. That's a recent announcement. That's why. Those things are why. So I have personal whys, but it's the fact that we as women can help our families be healthier, we can help ourselves be healthier, we can help everybody be healthier, and we can bring that statistic down. And that's my
what we
why.
need to do.
That's
I mean,
That's my why.
Yeah, that's a great
Well, that's,
why.
you know, one of the reasons why, one of our whys, if I can speak for you, Karen, which I think I can, in doing this show was to shed light on a lot of these organizations and just help people to, you know, be inspired and to be motivated and to give to a whatever organization that resonates with them. You know, whether it's the American Heart Association or the Women's Fund of Long Island, or I could just name a million of things. But that's one of the reasons why Karen and I why we want to do this show, is for that specific reason. If we can, you know, use our, you know, platform as a platform to inspire people, that's what we want to do. So that's our biggest why. So we're glad that you were able to come here today to help us fulfill that.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. I want to show the video. Like we had mentioned before, the American Heart Association's new campaign this year is Life is Why, and there's a great video that they put together. So, Vicki, if we could play that video, please.
There are moments in life we wish we could freeze in time. We live them. We live for them. They are intimately personal. They are gladly shared. What is life if we cannot experience these moments of joy, wonder, and happiness? We want people to experience more of life's precious moments. To do that, we must be healthy in heart and mind. For the heart is where life's moments are felt most, and the mind is where these moments become memories and are relived again and again. It's why we've made better heart and brain health our mission. And together, we've made an extraordinary impact. Healthier adults, more active children, stronger survivors. But we are just beginning. Until there's a world free of heart disease and stroke, we'll be there, making a healthier, longer life possible for everyone. You may ask, why do we do what we do? The answer is simple. Because we are the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association. And life is why.
Well, that was just great. I mean, it really kind of puts a heart in the heart. You know what I mean? You really get to understand a little bit about how important the American Heart Association is and why more people need to get involved.
Right,
And
it really puts it in perspective. It really does, you're right.
It truly does. And tell our audience, if you will, what exactly, when somebody donates their dollar to the American Heart Association, what is done with that dollar? What do they do?
They take the money and they put it towards research. And they put it towards research for medical advances in terms of technology. So if you're older, like I am, you remember
we
when
all
heart
are.
surgery,
Right.
when heart surgery was open heart surgery.
Right.
And now it is not always that invasive. If you're sitting on the board of American Heart, we have these meetings where we have doctors come in and present the current medical technology where, you know, everyone, I think, since heart disease is so prevalent, if you ask people, they may not you may not know. I am sure you know people who have stents.
Yes.
Oh,
Stents didn't
absolutely.
exist.
No, right.
You know, 20 years
Right.
ago.
That's
So
correct.
now you have stents. You can have multiple stents before you end up having to have a bypass or something that's more invasive. They can put in like a clip to adjust a valve. And those kinds of things are because American Heart Association has raised money that has funded medical research to develop those technologies.
That's wonderful.
You know, American Heart Association, that's why they're so well respected, and because they do put all their dollars into research. Before they come out with any type of statement, before they do anything, it is research and research and research. So, you know, it's one of those organizations that really does, I mean, they're the ones who do all the guidelines for a lot of different things, for CPR, for, you know, stents and any kind of new technology. They write the guidelines, basically.
And even for a lot of the foods that get sold in our supermarkets,
Right.
they
Labeling.
put their seal
Yes.
of
But
approval.
labeling, food labeling is American
Yeah.
Heart.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's great.
so you know, you now know what you're eating, knowing your numbers, cholesterol,
Right.
all of that knowledge is in part American Heart.
From what they started.
From what
and
they started
what they
and
insisted on
funded, and they're
Yeah.
enabling people to live healthier lives by knowing what you're eating and
Exactly.
knowing about saturated fats and high cholesterol and you know, research for statins, so people take things when they have conditions that they can't change with diet and exercise.
Right.
Those medications, you know, it's pharmaceutical companies, but it's American Heart.
Right. Well, you know, when you know better, you do better. So knowledge is key in this definitely in this illness, because so much of it can be preventative.
And that's huge.
Yes.
Typically, it's a family history type of genetic disposition for most people, heart disease.
Yeah.
So, you know, some of it's environmental, but a lot of it is, you know, genetics,
Yeah.
especially with children, youths. They, you know, you don't hear very often of, you know, children having sudden cardiac arrest, but they do. 10 to 14,000, you know, young people a year, youth die from sudden cardiac arrest.
And these are healthy children. They're not obese. They're not, you know,
No.
you're not looking at a child and saying, oh,
No.
she's going to get
The
sick if she
most-
doesn't do something.
Yeah,
They're
there's
healthy
no clue.
kids.
There's no symptom, there's no clue.
Right, right. Well, because, you know, you go to your doctor, you go to your dentist, you go to your, you know, gynecologist. You don't really go to a heart doctor unless you have a heart
That's the problem with the pediatric population,
Well,
is
yes.
that a wellness checkup only listens for, you know, a murmur. So part of our mission is to offer heart screenings for youth.
That's great.
Yeah, giving them EKGs, echocardiograms.
That's great.
And that should absolutely
Huge.
be done, especially if a child is playing sports. It should be
athletics.
part of the
Should be
medical
part of
exam.
pre-participation.
Correct.
Should be.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Well,
I mean,
you know,
is not.
we're on the way
We're
to
getting
making
there.
that
It isn't
happen,
yet,
so we
but-
could do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
But you know what? People like Karen and people like you
Make change.
make change. So AEDs in schools wasn't required before, and now
No.
every school has an AED.
Yeah.
Right.
One, not necessarily more than one, and,
Right.
and it probably should be more than one, because you know, if there's one in the school, then is it on the field? If it's on the field, is it in the schools?
In New York State,
Yeah.
they have to have more than one. They have to have one wherever the kids are playing sports.
Oh, so they have to take
Oh,
it's
yeah.
portable.
It has to be within a 3-minute, you know, that's part of
That's
the law.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has
I
to
mean,
be.
but that makes sense because, you know, but like Nancy is saying is maybe there should be another one, because what if something's going on in the school while they're playing sports outside in
Right.
school, and, you know, they need to have a backup. And I think that, you know, really dollar for dollar, whatever that machine costs, it's nothing. It's cents.
And you should also mention that that it shouldn't just be in schools. I mean,
Right.
AEDs should be in catering halls, public
Yes.
venues, wherever there is large gatherings.
Yeah.
Youth recreation sports where they're not mandated to have AEDs, and they should.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a whole, you know, picture that needs to be
Kind of like
completed.
having the fire hydrant, you know, the
Fire
extinguisher.
Yeah,
you know,
fire
fire
extinguisher.
extinguisher. and
That's
the
always been
AED
our
unit.
goal. Is
Right,
like
yeah.
by every fire extinguisher, there's an AED.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
and
makes
then you have
sense.
somebody to inspect it too, make sure it's working properly and everything else,
Right.
just like a fire extinguisher.
That
Yes.
is one of the major problems.
Right.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yes.
people buy them and they're like, oh, my job is done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they do have batteries and they do have, you know, pads that
And if they don't
expire.
use it, thank God or whatever, if they don't use it for a year or so, how do they, you know, when they go to use it, how do they know it's working?
Right.
Should
right.
have a routine test on that.
They do, if
Oh.
people would only look at them.
Right, yeah. Yeah, again, education is key, you know, we
It
just gotta keep
is.
talking about it and
Well,
create
it is.
change and the
Absolutely.
forum for it.
Yes.
So, did you want to talk about some of the other events? I mean, there's a lot of events going on wrapped around this.
Well, the American Heart Association has a lot of different factors in their facility, and one of the biggest ones that I'm involved with is the Go Red for Women campaign. And you do stuff, not just the Go Red for Women luncheon, but you do stuff all year long.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
look, there's Wear Red Day, which is February 6th. There's the Go Red for Women luncheon on Long Island. It's on February 11th.
And you also
There's-
have them in Manhattan and all
there's-
over the world.
Well, Wear
correct?
Red Day is national.
Okay.
Yes, now.
The luncheon happens to be on February 11th on Long Island, but there are luncheons nationwide.
And where
There-
can they get that information? They just go on the AmericanHeartAssociation.com or heart.org?
Well, I
What's
know that
the-
there are links on your website, but
Yes,
I think it's
that
LI
goes
Go
to-
LI Go Red.
No, just, I
luncheon.
mean national, because
Oh.
we are seen all over the world. So, you know, throughout the country, if somebody's in California right now
Yes,
and wants
absolutely.
to, they would go to what?
AmericanHeartAssociation.org or heart.org or AHA.org.
Okay,
You'll
yeah,
get there.
heart.org. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, you can find it.
All right, terrific.
And I can't speak for every regional board and what they do, but I know that the Long Island Regional Board, we have a Heart Walk in September. We have a gala in Nassau County in May. We have one on the East End in June. So we're doing a lot of things to raise money for heart and to raise awareness of heart disease. Actually, I'm just thinking there's a bike ride. There are people who run the marathon for heart.
Right.
There's always
There's
some way
always
to
there's the
get
Heart
involved.
Saver Awards,
Oh,
which
we want to
is
talk about that,
huge.
right? Did we want to talk about the Heart Saver
Yeah,
Awards?
it's really not a public event.
Right.
It's an AHA regional board event. They honor, and they've named it the Louis Acampora Heart Saver Awards, which is really a beautiful
great.
thing.
That's
That's a
wonderful.
blessing.
And
yeah.
we honor and give the rescuers awards,
Oh,
those who have performed heroic deeds to save another person's life through CPR and the use of an AED. So,
Wow.
and it's
That's
a really
wonderful.
exhilarating, wonderful. I get chills just even thinking about it. It's
Yeah,
a
there's some
beautiful
beautiful
evening.
stories.
Right.
Beautiful stories.
When is that?
It's usually in September is
Okay.
the dinner. So it's
That's
really
nice.
it's a beautiful
Well,
event.
that's nice because, you know, I mean, nobody goes and saves somebody's life thinking, oh, I'm going to get an award
gonna be-
one day.
right.
Right.
You know what I
But
mean?
they're-
They
but
just
they're
do it
amazing
because-
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nor do they even really want to be recognized. You know,
Most of the
people,
time they
but-
don't, I'm sure.
But when you
Right.
do, it's like they're like, oh, you know, it's a beautiful thing. It really is
Right.
for all involved, and for other people to hear the stories. And you know, every time you hear of something in the news, it just clicks in people's minds. Like, wow, AEDs, learning CPR.
Learning CPR.
Part of the American Heart's mission, and mine as well, is to have every student in that leaves high school in New York State have learned hands-only CPR and how to use an AED.
That's so important.
It
I
is.
mean,
It's a huge effort, part of the American Heart Association. Right now, that bill it's passed the Senate and the legislature, and the governor signed the bill. It is now with the New York State Board of Regents, letting them decide whether it should be placed in curriculum.
you know
so-
what? Let me tell you something. In
Why
gym,
not?
if they have to learn how to play volleyball, I think they can learn to save somebody's life.
Exactly.
So, I
Exactly.
mean, I vote for that. But you know what? We're going to take a commercial. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more with Karen and Nancy and find out how we can all be a part of this. Be right back.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multi-discipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Welcome back. We do that every now and then, guys. You're probably used to that. But
It's a madhouse here. I mean, really, I don't know. First of all, they have so many cameras here. I don't even know where to look. There's here. I mean,
you think
this,
she would know it. This is our 25th show,
this,
26th
yeah,
show.
but it just keeps growing. There's lights here. I mean, it's
I know.
amazing.
They
I mean,
do
the
keep
studio,
switching it up
isn't
on
it
us.
really?
It's
It's like
beautiful.
you have no idea when you walk in. You're like, oh my goodness, I would never expect it to have so many different sets and everything.
Let's stay on track.
Yeah.
Missy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
Let's stay on track.
Let's just
She's
stay-
telling me that. That's hilarious.
I want you guys to be able to see this next video. I find it to be one of the best, most
It's
effective
amazing.
tools the AHA has, and I really want you to see it. So, Vicki, if we could go to that video now, I would appreciate it.
It started out like a totally normal day. Mom! Okay, move objection deadline to the third line after survey. Oh, honey, for when you always use the verb estar. What are you doing down there? Did you finish your breakfast? Ow. Whew. Don't hit your brother. Honey, you have to eat something. Here. Okay, 5 minutes to carpool. Where's my coffee?
You okay, Mom?
Oh, I'm fine. Sandwich orders. What do you want?
Almond butter and jelly.
Spaghetti.
You sure you're okay?
I'm fine, sweetie.
I am so late. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, honey. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sure?
Oh, yeah. Here.
Acai, my favorite. See you guys later.
Wear your shoes. Put your shoes back on, please. You know, go help your sister. We're going in 3 minutes. Oh, my God, what am I doing? I forgot to cut off the crust. Voila. Shoes on, potty if you need it. Honey, get your sister. Okay, get her. Nobody move. I'm getting a dustpan.
Mom! I think you're having a heart attack.
Honey, do I look like the type of person who has a heart attack? I'm just gonna sit down. I'm totally fine. Don't forget to wear the high socks with the shin guards.
Forget about the shin guards, Mom.
Come on, Mrs. Onderdonk is not gonna wait. Whoa. Okay. 9, 1, 1. Hi, sorry to bother you. I think I I might be having a little heart attack. Nothing really, just some nausea, tightening of the jaw, dizziness, shortness of breath, muscle pain, achiness, this terrible pressure in my chest. Oh, really? They can be here in how long? 2 minutes. Can you make it 10? I thought I had gas. Turns out I was having a heart attack. Heart disease is the #1 killer of American women. So now I take care of my heart, and I tell the women in my life to do the same.
Sounds great, by the way.
That's nice, sweetie, but that's not my heart. That is. Make it your mission to save your life and the lives of the women you love. Find out more from the American Heart Association at goredforwomen.org.
How great was that?
It's so, I can't, it's so impactful, that video, because also what we were talking about too is, do you see what a woman has to go through every morning to have a family and to have a job outside her house? I mean, her morning is as hectic as it can be. And if there's any time to have a heart attack, it's in the obviously in the morning. And I love how you said that, you know, the husband kisses her and he goes.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he's
Out the
responsible
door.
for himself. That's it. She's responsible for 2 other people, herself and her job.
Dressing, homework,
Right.
cleaning.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And
a lot.
so many times women put themselves last on the list. And again, you know, we hear it like when we're flying, put the oxygen mask on yourself and then help somebody else. So women really have to be focused and paying attention to any kind of symptoms or their health, and
So-
going to the doctor and getting checked up.
Well, what are the symptoms, ladies? What should somebody look for?
They don't have to be symptoms.
Right.
Okay. First of all, there don't have to be symptoms. But if there are symptoms, the symptomology for women isn't necessarily that, you know, that pressure
Right.
in the chest.
Right.
Which is, you know, the Hollywood heart attack, right? You know, there's an elephant sitting on my chest, or there's pain
Right.
radiating down
That's
my
in the
arm.
movies.
That's in the movies.
Right.
And that's what is most often the symptomology for men. For women, it could be a bad headache. Their jaw can ache. Their back can ache. I have a friend of mine who was thin and went to the gym, and she was great, and she had a backache. And all day long, until her husband eventually talked her into going to the emergency
Right.
room. Long story short, she left with a stent.
Oh, wow.
The thing of it is that women know their bodies. They really do. And if there's something that's just not right, we all know when there's just, you know, something's not right. And you can often dismiss it. I mean, that's our nature, just to dismiss everything. It'll go away. Be very dismissive.
Well, because we have
So-
other things going on,
Right.
so we're just not focused
And nobody
on
wants
us.
to think that, you know,
Yeah.
God forbid, it could be something serious.
Right.
But, you know, when you do feel something that's just not right, it's just don't be dismissive and don't feel embarrassed that, you know, oh, I'm going to go to the doctor, they're going to tell me it's all in my head, or, you know, because we always feel like somebody's going to tell you that, but we can't feel that way. You know what? You know if something's wrong, and you need to go to the doctor or the emergency room
Right.
and say, hey, you know what, this is going on, and, you know, could be a panic attack.
Let's-
So what? If you went to the
you know, it's so
emergency
funny
room,
because how
you won't be the
women-
first person.
Yeah, but with women, it's so different that, you know, no one would ever tell a man it's in your head.
I know.
Well, and that's,
You know, the women always get kind of like, you know, but now it's changing.
I
It's
think it
changing,
is.
It's
Yeah.
changing.
I
But
think that most
years
people-
ago, they were always like, oh, well, you're fine. You know, there's nothing wrong. And then you think, oh, I made a fuss over nothing. It was a...
I think we're more dismissive of ourselves sometimes.
Right.
You know, you don't have time for it. This can't be happening to me, and I have no time for this.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that, you know, with that old kind of thinking that, you know, doctors used to blame it on menopause or a panic attack or
Right.
something, I think that that's changing, but I think it's a mindset of women as well that you have to learn to listen to yourself, listen to your body, and don't be dismissive of things that you think are wrong.
Yeah.
And
Your
find the
body's talking to
time.
you.
Find the time to, you know, take care of yourself and get those checkups and,
I'm the worst, you know,
yeah.
culprit.
No, I know.
Listen, we all are. And
Yeah.
you know that friend of mine that I told you about,
Yes.
the one who
Right.
left with a stent?
stent.
So she had been at a hospital for a number of hours, and everything kept coming up negative. And they turned around and they said to her, you know, XYZ tests were negative. Would you mind taking one more test? And her decision was made because she missed like the doggy play date at the park, so she figured I might as well stay.
I missed the play already.
Now wait
Yeah.
a minute. And I heard that story, and I thought, and if it had been me on a Tuesday, I would have said, you know what, I'm leaving.
I got something
I gotta go.
going on.
I have to get to my
fine,
office.
yeah.
I have to deal with my kids. I have a husband. I have a this.
Wrap
It's
it
a
up.
women's mindset that
And-
we just do that.
But
and we
why?
have to get
Why
busy.
do we do that? I mean, why is it if we don't make it to the doggy play date, are we a failure?
Is
that what it is?
I don't know.
But
I mean, women think that like if I do the same thing to myself. I mean, I don't even have children, but I'm like I have to get this done. I have to get this, and then I'm thinking, well, if I don't get it done, what does that mean? Would I walk around with the thing? I didn't get it done today. I mean, like, why do we do that?
I don't know, but that's why we want to have. That's why Go Red tries to raise awareness about women and heart disease, and tries to let women know. For example, in the video, right? Her jaw's aching. She's sweating. Those aren't normal symptoms for a man. And
No, in fact, I thought when I first watched, I thought she was having a hot flash.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
She's
yeah.
like hot,
or a panic
feel like
attack,
dirt
out of her
yes.
pants,
or
yeah.
a panic attack, or
Right.
something else is going on, and it's to make people aware that it's not always the clutch your chest, fall down thing.
Which I think is great.
Which is women, because women don't necessarily have that symptomology. One of the cardiologists that's on the board of American Heart said that one patient came in presenting with the worst headache of her life. Headache.
And women suffer from
And
migraines,
that
And it
was-
wasn't,
so they're
a
thinking, oh,
precursor
it's just a
to
migraine.
stroke. It was a precursor to a heart attack.
Right.
And then, there are people who have absolutely no symptomology. So, and don't have any warning.
Nancy, what's the difference between a heart attack and a stroke?
Well, a heart attack is a heart event, and a stroke is an event
Brain
in your
event.
brain.
Okay, and
know.
how do they correlate? I mean, why, if you're talking about the American Heart Association.
Well, it's American Heart Association and American Stroke Association,
Okay.
and a lot of the research, I mean, it has to do with blood flow and vascular events.
So that's the
So
correlation.
it's
Yeah.
where
That's
the
why the
vascular
stroke
event
is so-
occurs.
Right.
Really.
Also, the American Heart Association focuses on sudden cardiac arrest, which is different. A heart attack is a plumbing type of event with your heart, and sudden cardiac arrest is electrical. Your heart has
Yes.
electrical functions
Right.
as well.
Okay, that's right. That's
So 350,000 Americans die every year from sudden cardiac arrest,
which is electric.
which is an electrical event. And typically there are no symptoms. That's why they named it sudden cardiac arrest. So we need to be mindful of that and have a generation of lifesavers using AEDs and knowing CPR. Because usually by the time EMS arrives, if bystander CPR has not been initiated, the chance of survival is,
Right.
like with Lewis, the chance of survival is, about zero.
Right, right.
How
And I
do
thought it
we-
was great that the kid knew what was going on.
In the
Because
movie, yeah,
obviously
he was
Yes.
like, Mom, you're
privy
having
to
a
learned
all
heart
the
that.
new
attack.
information.
Exactly. Yes.
Right, he's privy
That
to all the
was-
information that's out there.
I thought
so
that
he's
was really-
seeing it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was
Didn't
great.
we have a heart
Good.
saver where was a boy who
Yes.
saved his mom?
We have a few of
I mean,
kids
it's huge.
have learned the Heimlich maneuver and have saved, and we have a Sag Harbor event where the father was having a heart attack driving. He was mindful enough to pull over, and the son knew CPR, saved his dad's life. So,
Wow.
I mean, there's plenty of kids are sponges.
Yeah.
They, give
They
them
absorb the
an electronical device, give them a skill, and they're not afraid. Adults are afraid to do, they're afraid of legalities, they're afraid of hurting somebody. Kids just don't have
Yeah,
that.
they're afraid of making mistakes.
Well,
Right.
just
They
especially
don't
if
have
they don't
that.
know it. I
Right.
mean, when my daughter was born, 16 years ago, we took a CPR class and we were certified in CPR. But I mean, as my failure, I really haven't gone back to refresh myself.
Come back.
Would it come back to me? Probably. You know what I mean? Do I
Yeah,
save
but
enough
it's different.
time?
Is it a little different now? Is it
It is very different, which is
Yeah.
why the AHA raises money to learn how to improve CPR and make it so that the average bystander will do it. So AHA came out with hands-only CPR, where you don't have to give those rescue breaths, because most people are. That's what
they
really
freaks them
kind
out,
of
right.
standoffish about. They don't want to put their mouth on somebody. Nor does the American Heart Association recommend that you just put your mouth on a stranger's mouth. So that's why they've come up with. Not that they came up with it. The science shows that compressions are the key to saving life. That's more important than the rescue breaths.
And wasn't there a song that you do a
Staying
rhythm?
Alive,
Staying
the Bee
Alive,
Gees.
right. I remember
Oh, there
that.
was?
Yeah.
Oh, so how do you do that?
It's
What do you
100 beats a minute. If you have that,
Play it in
the
your
rate
head.
of CPR of compressions is 100 beats a minute. Staying Alive is 100 beats per minute. So if you sing that song in your head, you can actually get the rhythm of doing good hand
we have to
compressions.
have, you know what we should do?
Staying Alive.
When
Staying Alive, yes.
Okay. One of our next shows coming up, maybe when you have an event, we'll link in again to like maybe something in March or May.
Love to
We
come
should
back.
have somebody come on with a dummy
Teach CPR.
and teach us CPR.
We got a lot of dummies.
Well,
we can
This
bring
way, a
on.
lot of people can.
We got to tell you.
A lot of people didn't hear that.
What did you say? Wait, what did
I
you
said
say?
we have a lot of dummies we can bring on.
Oh, that's
There you
true.
go. The week of June 1st through 7th is CPR AED Awareness
Okay,
Week.
so let's do that.
You know, at
Because
the
I think that
local
would
high
be
school,
great.
we do a whole big event. You guys could come there. We could
Right.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be
Beautiful.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
I
be
think
great.
that would be important because I think the more people see it, and if they can remember the song, it might
Yeah.
be something that can help.
Well,
Hands on CPR.
I don't know
knew
how to
that
do
there
it.
was a song. I just didn't remember which song it was. So
Well, now you
I'm
remember.
glad that
Now
we've
you
been
will.
able to share that with everyone.
Yeah.
I think also one of the great things that the AHA does is when companies get involved and they bring people into the corporations who support the AHA to teach all their employees this.
Yes. It's really become, it's becoming a business practice to have AEDs in your offices and offer the training to your employees. It's certainly the AHA advocates for that. And part of, I think, our luncheon packages,
Yes,
they'll
if,
do.
if you're a sponsor, certain sponsorships of certain American Heart events, they will come into your office
And do the training.
Do training.
Well, I mean, I think that's great. And I think actually we should do that at Cactus, have the
Well,
employees
you know what? Don't
trained
we do
in-
the red hair extension?
We do. So Cactus
So maybe when
every
they
year
yeah.
supports the American Heart Association with a couple of different avenues. So we always have the red dress pins available because, again, we have 680 employees right now, and 80% of them are women.
Right.
And we service about 40,000 clients a year, and 80% of them are women. So we work with a lot of women day in, day out, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's a lot of drama. So a lot of drama all the time. So I can only, say that one of the reasons why we did get involved with the American Heart, Go Red for Women, is
Right.
because we need to protect the women who surround our lives, who are part of our everyday being. And we do that a couple of different ways. So we have the red dress pins in all 20 Cactus Salon locations. We also do, what's fun, is the red hair extensions.
Right.
And that's a great way to get your teens and your kids involved in awareness for women, even through their friends in their schools and whatnot. If they come in and they get a extension, the money goes to the American Heart Association. So please, stop by, look on our website. It's also on Shake It Up with Karen and Regina, but you can go to cactussalon.com, find a list of locations, and support the AHA that way. There's links. You can just make a donation, or you can join us at the luncheon on February 11th. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll be right back with more information.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15%?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 50 or more on car insurance.
We're going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm Renee Marie. I'm the president of Language of Love Incorporated Foundation. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing a Language of Love telethon on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please look for the location on my website, reneemarielanguageoflove.org. And once again, it's reneemarielanguageoflove.org. And the show will be hosted on the Madhouse TV. It really is important for you to be aware of and aphasia. Strokes is the third leading cause of death in America and the first leading cause of disability. And it really is something that plays no favoritism. And it also really comes when you're not expecting. Nobody expects to have a stroke, and nobody expects to suffer from aphasia. And it really does play making a huge impact in your life and change your life in one split second. So we look forward to having everyone join us once again on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can follow us on ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. Once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless.
Let our creativity work for you. We design business cards, brochures, annual reports, newsletters and magazines, menus and programs, flyers and mailers, signs and posters, and more. We also do voiceovers. First impressions matter. Make yours count with an expressive voice artist. Distinctive, warm, soothing, natural delivery that can add believability and appeal to any audio project. Contact us to discuss how we can make your project a success. Sierra Graphics. That's info@sierragraphics.com.
Welcome back, everyone.
See, I was ready that time.
Yeah, she was good.
I want you to mark down all the
Spot
times I'm ready,
on.
because they always say I'm not ready.
1 out of 10, I could tell
One.
you.
Oh, there goes Tommy. One.
Thanks, see? So just to recap, I mean, we have gone over so much information, and I hope that each and every one of you were able to take something away from, you know, all the different pieces of the puzzle that the American Heart Association represents. And
especially, I think the videos really,
The
they
videos
speak
were so
volumes. They
impactful.
really do.
Yeah.
And share it with somebody. You know, share
Absolutely.
that video with somebody. So what else? We want to talk about more about the event today,
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean,
the Go
you know,
Red Luncheon.
It's a great
huge.
event. So, you know, ladies, take us through what happens at this event.
Okay, so
What time does it start? Like the whole thing?
registration starts at 9 a.m. There are workshops at 9:45 to 10:45. I'm going to cheat now because I don't know exactly what they are.
That's okay.
We have It's Not You, It's Your Genes, Functional Medicine for the Heart. We have a nutrition session, and we have mindfulness and other tools to manage stress, and that's from 9:45 to 10:45.
So it's there's an educational
So there's an
part of it.
educational component, and then after that, you get to go upstairs, and you get to look at all the wonderful things.
That's my favorite part.
Yes. And not everybody can get out of the office for the entire day, so while we would love for everybody to come and be educated, because that's a primary focus of the day, if you can't, then you can come for what portion of the day that you can.
Like around 11, 11:30 is a great time to arrive.
Probably more like 11, because otherwise you're
little
going to miss
earlier.
those great prizes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
last
Put
year-
your tickets in.
I remember I was standing next to the guy that was making a balloon dress.
Oh, that was fun.
Did you remember? I mean,
Yeah.
that wasn't. Did you see that? Yeah, that was incredible. He made this whole skirt out of balloons, and it was gorgeous. I mean, it's like.
a lot of fun. We have a
The
lot
reason why I
going
bring
on.
that up is because I want people to think it's not just your average.
No, it's not. It is
like prize tables.
No,
like
they're
all
those
different.
all the baskets probably range in price from $150 and up.
Yes.
They're amazing, and the auction items are one of a kind. There's trips and with airline tickets, and it's really honestly.
Didn't you get
I
a
think
trip to
everybody wins something.
So I won a trip to Aruba once. This is what I want to say to you, though. You have a new aspect of the raffles this year, which is 10 for 10.
Right. We have, look,
Oh,
the luncheon is the biggest charity luncheon on the island. It is known, for people who come, I remember the first time I went, I had no idea. I was blown
Right,
away.
me too.
And it is an incredible event. And as great as it has been, and I mean, I chaired it twice, so I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
This year is going to be even better. We have 15 different trips. We'll still have those once-in-a-lifetime experiences like the Thanksgiving Day Parade and things like that. But we have so many trips that we've created a special 10 for 10. I think and it actually might be 20 for 10 now, where what you're doing is buying a raffle ticket for $10, which puts you in this special raffle for those trips, which are separate and apart from the raffle baskets
regular Chinese
and the
auction
silent
and the-
auction.
yeah.
And it is absolutely over the top this year.
That's really cool. And I know that there are still tickets available and tables available and
And
even
sponsorships
journals and
and
sponsorships.
Absolutely.
Right.
We're running out of time on the journals, but we can still get people in under the wire. We definitely still have tables available. We can still have sponsors available. You can
Come
still buy
sit with
tickets.
me. Go get your tickets and, sit with me. I love having new guests at my table.
Absolutely,
So,
and
yeah.
it's huge. It's absolutely huge. It's 1,000 people there, and not only from companies. So, my company is Markham. Markham's there. Cactus is there.
Yeah.
Almost every large company on the island is there.
Lewis's
but individuals,
Foundation is
Lewis's
there.
Foundation
Good,
is there.
And
but
Lewis's
individuals buy
Foundation is
tickets.
la12.org?
Yes.
Okay, so we have la12.org. You need to visit. That link is also on the Shake It Up website.
Please do.
We have the links for the tickets as
Absolutely.
well as the PDF form for all of the different sponsorships that are still available, as well as the journal. If you guys own a company and you want to maybe contribute a raffle prize, it's not too late to do that.
Oh, that's a great idea, Karen.
yes.
Yeah, that's great.
just-
They could donate a gift certificate
they
or a
can-
raffle basket. That's wonderful.
That would be nice.
It's a great way to promote your business.
100%.
Yes, and contribute. It's great.
It's really a great networking event. So
It
I mean,
really
if
is.
you're in a position where you can spend a few hours outside of the office on Wednesday, February 11th, it is absolutely going to be a time because there are hundreds and hundreds of people in that room that are looking to do the same thing, make great business connections, and meet nice people.
It's an amazing event.
So,
I had a great
And raise
time
money
with
for
it.
charity.
Right.
Yeah,
at the same
and
time.
And to feel
support an
good. You
amazing
feel
cause.
good.
It is.
Yeah.
And you wear red.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, the first time I went, I didn't know that. It was
Oh,
very
really?
embarrassing.
Yes. Yeah,
yes,
no.
yes.
I had
Karen
to tell
told
her.
me,
I
wear
had to tell
red.
her. She didn't realize.
Yep,
But
as
yeah.
she told me today.
Yeah,
Nobody told me today.
You have your pin on, so you're
I'm
representing.
okay.
You're representing.
Yes,
I'm representing.
and pink is a form of red.
Right,
so
yes.
exactly.
It's all good. So February 6th, we have Wear Red Day National, so everybody around the world can do that and show your support. February 11th, we have the Go Red for Women luncheon at the Crest Hollow Country Club in Woodbury. And of course, the entire month of February is Heart Awareness Month. So please,
Yes.
please, please do something to contribute. Go on shakeitupwithkarenandregina.com, click any of the links. One will take you right to a donation page, or just stop by a local Cactus and show your support that way. Listen, have a wonderful,
Listen.
listen, Linda. Have a wonderful and prosperous rest of January.
Yes,
Regina
yes.
and I.
And stick to your resolutions, people.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
don't poop out on the 8th day.
Yeah.
Stick with it. You made the resolution for a reason. Let's make 2015 an amazing year. Make it your epic year. Let's
So,
do that.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
And we'll see you at the luncheon.
Great seeing
Pleasure
you.
to
Thank
be
you.
here.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right.